close your eyes.
Live out west in the beautiful California wine country, round 12 takes us to Sonoma. It's going to be a wild night tonight. I'm excited for it, and hey, it's going to be a fun one. I'm Eliza Bethel along with Pete Ruzick for tonight's race at Sonoma, presented by WoodyxCA. Woody, how you doing tonight?
Well, I'm sure Woody is out there, maybe somewhere in chat, and
Pete.
doing absolutely fine. No, Eliza, I'm doing great. I haven't had any from the goblet as of yet. I'm going to save that for whoever happens to come across the start stripe first on that final lap. I'm not going to go ahead and pick the overall favorite, which everybody in the field has kind of picked Andrew Wisdom. Go ahead and grab this. So, Eliza, I'm going to go on a tear, and I'm going to say, you know what? I was going to pick the 34 Jordan McGraw. He said, Pete, that would be the worst thing you could do. I'm going to go with John Honeycutt. Eliza, how are you? How's your week then? And who do you have this evening from California?
You know, I'll tell you what. First of all, I'm doing great. I had a fun-filled weekend. I'm ready for Sonoma. Jim, I see you out there. You better be out on track. We're missing you out here. I don't see it, but I'll keep a look. Savage, what's up? Snow Leopard, hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, it's going to be a wild race. Very slippery tonight, especially the first couple of laps. A lot of drivers talking about, you know, those first couple of laps just being very, very difficult to keep the car underneath them. And that's going to be imperative as we head to qualifying. So we'll see how they handle it. But Pete, as far as who do I think is going to win tonight, you know, we've already had people congratulate him in chat saying, congratulations, this is the Andrew Wisdom Sonoma race. He's going to win tonight. He's already won 3 races in a row. If he does win tonight, it will be his fourth in a row race that he has won. 5 or 6 total. So that is absolutely insane. We'll see what they can do out here, but we are in qualifying. We have a newcomer. Elijah White, he is the aviator for those who knew him on Xbox. First race for SnB. We'll see how he does, but a lot of drivers out there. Brody Falliker in that one machine, and Lil Jim says, let's go FIWB. So he's getting a fan for his team out here tonight.
I tell you, I think whoever, if anybody is going to dethrone Andrew Wisdom, they're going to have the best possible race. They're going to put every single lap together all night long. And it's not just the 4 races that he's won, or, you know, going back to season 2, season 1. Eliza, this guy is unbeaten on any road course that Shake and Bake has ran in this now our 3rd season. So the man is he is literally a road course ace. And I'm waiting for somebody to kind of take him off that pedestal. Whether it'll be tonight or not, I don't know. But I got a lot of faith in everybody that's here tonight. And yes, of course, a big welcome to Elijah White, the old aviator from back in console days. Big big into school. That's where he is now. So this is kind of a part-time thing for him. But definitely want to share that big old welcome to him.
Oh, absolutely. And he has a, trophy hanging around here somewhere. He is a previous SnB champion. So great to see him out here tonight. And Lil Jim says, I'm in California for the week, cheering from afar, though. So, yeah, he's in California. We're in California. He's just not able to get on track tonight. Hate to see it. Racer, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Savage, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. On 11-month streak, 21 months total. Absolutely insane. Let's see if we have any times out. No times out, but I can tell you what, Pete. During practice, we had Andrew Wisdom in the 114s. Absolutely insane. And I can tell you Jordan McGraw was a little frustrated out there saying when he was in the low 15s, Jordan was saying, I'm about a half a second off of him. So, you know, as far as qualifying goes, I think we're going to see low 16s, maybe high 15s. We'll see what happens. But Andrew Wisdom already on the board with a 16.6. Yeah, goes to 115, 15. So, yeah, he's already flying out there.
Yeah, and Matt O'Brien, who was second fastest, as you just said, by just under half second behind Andrew Wisdom. Yep, now he's 1.5 seconds back, but that might not have been his best possible lap. These guys do get 2 full laps around this place after coming to take the green in a full 10-minute qualifying session. So I'm looking at some of the practice times and all that. So we'll have to see how that all works out. But Andrew Wisdom with a 1:15.15 so far, 1:16 now for J-Mac. I said I wasn't going to pick him, and I was going to go with the 50 of Mr. High Tech Securities himself. But we'll have to see how Honeycutt can put these laps together to pull it around. Fast times so far, but yeah, 1:14s. That's really strong.
Absolutely. Just take a look. We're on board with Wisdom right now, and he is just all over that wheel. You can see how upset the car gets as you are just trying to get all the speed you can coming out of these corners, going up the hills, coming down the hills. It is absolutely insane. In the curbs, you want to stay off of them for the most part. So they're going to have to really watch that, especially on these first couple of laps. We'll see how they do out there, but man, oh man, Wisdom, we're looking at the same amount of times that we saw in practice. Wisdom was in first, O'Brien was second, McGraw was third, Rosenbrook, he was fourth, so these times are looking very similar as far as where they were. Thomas Harmon, he's improved quite a bit from where we saw him in practice. Brody Falliker sitting P5, so a lot of these guys extremely close. We saw a lot of 117s and 18s out there in practice. I think we're going to see similar things out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And this field is going to get very spread out. And this is going to be that one of the tracks we talk about week in and week out where you're really racing the track. We talked about that at Darlington. We talked about that at a few other places as well. And you let the field come to you. Let them make their mistakes. You race the track. Don't make any mistakes. Don't have any off courses or anything like that. And at the end of the night, you feel good because you've done your best. Even if you are beat by Andrew Wisdom by a lap and a half. You came out here, you did your best, you kept it on track, and you got the position that you feel like you may have earned when it's all said and done.
Absolutely. A 1:15.14, though, absolutely flying. O'Brien and McGraw, extremely close. And I think you guys, if you've watched my streams, you've heard me say it over and over again. These guys going into turn 1, lap 1, it is just going to be absolutely insane. I talked about it during practice with these drivers. Some of these guys are going to be a little nervous going into turn 1, lap 1. So that's going to cause a stack up behind. Some of these guys are going to be nervous hitting the guys in front of them. So you're going to see a lot of brake checking. You're going to see a lot of guys trying to fly through, missing the corners, lap 1. If we can get past that, we will be good. But I'll tell you what, turn 1, lap 1, that's going to be a tough one to get through.
that'll not only a tough one to get through on any given track, but how about a track where you're going uphill and it's a sharp right-hander? It's an elevation change just to start the race off. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And before each race starts every week, Eliza, you know this. I go from team to team and wish everybody good luck. Have a great race. You'll race the track. Do what you got to do just to get max points for yourself when it's all said and done. And I asked, Andrew Wisdom and Matt O'Brien and a few others that were down in their team chat. I said, hey, hopefully Andrew Wisdom, he's sharing some knowledge about this or not. They said no. Oh, by the way, I just found another 210s. So he is not sharing anything with his team. The man is absolutely enjoying the success that he's had this year. We'll see if that success continues on this evening.
Yeah, these guys are so completely competitive. I mean, I'm sure they help each other out when they really truly need it, but as far as that goes, the competition between these guys, they're so close in points. And speaking of that, let's take a look. We have Thomas Harmon, who's got 359 points. He has moved to the lead, even though we've seen O'Brien, who was leading the points for quite a while. He has fallen to third. Andrew Wisdom, who has 5 wins this season so far, he's sitting P2 with 353 points. O'Brien, 339 points. Jimmy Cocker, who is not here tonight, I hate to see it, but he is on the board with P4, 306 points. Brody Falliker, 288, and that's going to round out your top 5. And we do have a tie for 6 with 260 points for Thomas Flitcroft and Jose Ruiz.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Jones sitting back there at P8, 238. Right behind him, Matt Burgess, 237. And then looks like Mr. Allen himself with 218 points to round out the top 10. Locklear, Honeycutt, Hamilton, McGraw, and Holzer, after missing several weeks, but having a pretty decent beginning to the season, round out the top 15. So there's going to be some movers and some shakers as, Holzer and unfortunately Jimmy Cocker are not here again this evening. So we're going to see some people move up the standings. We're going to see some more people drop.
All right, guys in chat, let me know, who do you think is going to win tonight's race? We do have Andrew Wisdom, who has 5 wins, and he has won the last 3 races. He is fantastic at these road courses, but if we can, I don't know, if somehow someone can get out in front of him at the start of the race and maybe he makes a mistake, it's possible for anything to happen. But I'll tell you what, it is going to be extremely difficult to make anything to beat Andrew Wisdom tonight. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, it's going to be absolutely tough. And over the last 3 seasons, yeah, he has gotten better and better and better as time has gone on. James Holzer won the season 1 championship. Andrew Wisdom won season 2 championship. It used to be Andrew Wisdom, people had a better shot at beating him on ovals than they did at road courses. But the man has spent the time. He's gotten better at ovals as well. He's on a tear recently with the W's. Tonight is going to be tough, like you said, for anybody to beat the man.
I believe so. Qualifying is over, and it is Andrew Wisdom on the pole. Matt O'Brien will be in second, and let's get this grid started here. As I said, Andrew Wisdom is on pole in that 51 machine. Matt O'Brien is going to be on the outside in that 43 machine. Row 2, we're going to have Jordan McGraw in the 34 with Riley Rosenbrook in that number 86. And row 3, we have Brody Falliker with Tom Harmon on his outside. And it looks like row 5 is going to be Matt Burgess in the 12 car with Elijah White in the 25.
All right, Luke Allen in the 7, sitting P9. P10 is going to be John Honeycutt in, again, that High-Tech Securities number 50. Matt Gale in the 67, P11. Justin Anaskok in that 47, City P12 to round out the top 12. P13, Tom Flitcroft in the 8 with Micah Aller to the 6th in the 61 to his outside. Row 8 looks like Rivers Jones in the 91 with Philip Bridgman in the 9. Andrew Sanford in the 37 starting 17th with Jacob Locklear in the 84, 18th. 19th, Connor Cunningham in that famed number 3, 19th with Brian Pizzicemi in the 78 to his outside. Eliza?
In 21st, we're going to have Kevin Delatour in the 92 with Francis Hamilton in that 48 in 22nd. And in 23rd, we have Drew Zaff with Dylan Robb on his outside. And that is going to round out the field for tonight. A little bit shorter as a couple of guys were unable to show up. But man, a great field out here. I'm super excited. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Racer, I see Kerblam, Jacob NASCAR, Real, what's up? I hope you guys are doing well out there.
All right, Eliza, that iRacing Porsche safety car going to go ahead and lead the guys around this 10-turn road course out here in Wine Valley, Sonoma, California. Great race. Again, going through turns 1 and 2, again, very uphill with that hard right-hander. This is going to be critical to start the race perfect for all 25 of these SnB Cup Series drivers. Have to see who make it through, who's willing to use the brakes just a little bit, get checked up, and then make some time up if they know they got a fast car to make it all the way around lap after lap after lap.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, in that uphill portion is going to be a very difficult part to start at. You're going to see a lot of these guys lose it right there as back at the start when you come around the left-hander and going up that hill. A lot of guys are probably going to try to lose it right there, and they're going to have to do a lot to hold on to it. So it's very, very tricky. It's going to be a fun race, but I'll tell you what, we're going to see a couple of cars go out, and I want to say dead grass. I don't know. Some people say it's dirt. Some say dead grass. Whatever you want to call it, they're going to be playing out there tonight.
Yeah, I remember years and years ago, they were all sand traps, or I'm sorry, gravel traps. And once you got out there, if you came to a stop, you were done. The caution had to fly. They had to call the wrecker, came in, towed you out, and you left gravel trails all along as everything that you tried to get up and get going and went underneath your fender wells and whatnot ended up on track, extended the yellow. Not anymore now. Yeah, sand, dead grass, whatever it might be. Eliza, these guys are coming to that hairpin, and we're about to go green.
We are about to go green, and man, oh man, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm all sorts of for these drivers to get going. 50 laps here at Sonoma is going to be a fun one. If we can get past turn 1 to lap 1, we will be good to go. Andrew Wisdom, what a start with Matthew O'Brien, his teammate. These guys doing a fantastic job. You can see a car already in the background against the wall, but Andrew Wisdom, he is off and running, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard to catch up to him.
Absolutely. Matt O'Brien got a great start. I don't know if Andrew Wisdom kind of counted him out or counted him to the start. Looked like the number 1 FIWB machine for Brody Falliker is around, but went off track. No yellow. Oh, by the way, Eliza, what is the yellow? What's the way to bring out a yellow this evening?
The only way to bring out a yellow is if you have massive amounts of chaos. I'm talking the entire track is blocked. You know, we're not going to bring out a caution for just a couple of cars that spin around. It's got to be a roadblock.
There you go. All right, so looks like Tom Harmon, he's up a couple spots. I'm not quite sure if it was due to some chaos behind him, to use your word, or not, but he's up a couple. It looks like Justin Aniscock, who started 12th, he's up to 10th. Micah Allard started 14th. He's up to 11th. Andrew Sanford, after starting 17th, he's up 2. So we got some movers. We got a few people that have fallen back a spot or 2 as well. But right now, those that started 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, running 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Yeah, on board once again with Andrew Wisdom. He is currently leading the field. You can see Matt O'Brien behind him. Let's take a look as I say that. Back there just a little bit, and he's got Jordan McGraw right on his heels. So these two could be battling for position, and then behind him is going to be Tom Harmon with Riley Rosenbrook. These two very, very close, so Riley could be putting the pressure on Thomas very soon. He's going to have to keep checking that rear view, make sure he stays back there.
Yeah, how about Riley Rosenbrook in that Ford Dark Knight Mustang? I believe that's what they call it anyway. Really nice looking paint scheme, kind of digging that scheme. Looks pretty good, pretty clean, and so far it's exactly the same way that he's run the race. He's down 1 spot after Tom Harmon is up 2, but you know what? He's hanging in there as long as he doesn't burn up his stuff. Riley Rosenbrook might have a pretty good race this evening.
We have Mr. Jimmy Cocker asking about Brody Falker. Let's take a look if we can get a view of what happened just coming around. That is the exact spot I was talking about as you're going uphill. Some of these guys are going to lose it, and unfortunately that is what happened to Brody. No caution came out, as you see hit there. He was able to hold on to it. Just really unfortunate. He's had a fantastic season. It's been so fun watching him, and I'm still saying, Pete, he's going to get that win. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. But man, tough start. He has fallen back to 16th after that lap 1 incident.
You know, we talk about Brody Falker every single week and the strides that he's made, how close he's come to grabbing that checkered flag this season. He has won in the past, Eliza. He is a shake and bake winner. And I'll tell you what, tonight is going to be the true test. Sometimes most of the time, he starts further up in the field. Tonight is going to be a great test for him to see if he can keep calm, work his way on up there, know that he's got his team behind him, and really apply the pressure when he has to. But if he's cool, calm, and collected all the way through this evening, I think he's going to do just fine. He'll get right back up into the bigger points-paying positions, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. I mean, take a look at this crowd that he's got directly in front of him. That's going to be Jacob Locklear, Tom Flitcroft, Rivers Jones, and Matthew Gale. So he's got a lot of positions he can take advantage of here. He's just got to be very strategic on how he does that and when he does that. That way he can save some time and hopefully save some damage. As you can see, Tom Flitcroft is going side by side with it looks like possibly Matthew Gale, and he's making a move past Jacob Locklear. Great move right there. So close to the wall, and this is right where he lost it. He's going to have a lot more grip this time around as those tires are warmed up, and he is off and going.
Yeah, able to get on by the 84 on the outside or right side, since we're road course racing this evening.
Ooh.
And now he's going to challenge the 8 and the other car. I didn't see who that was. Just both went off into the dirt. And he's going to gain 2 spots in that uphill section. Brody Falker making his way.
Yeah, Matthew Gale just coming up that corner. It's just, let's see if we can take a look at what actually happened. I'm kind of thinking that it's just one of those things you get loose, but he could have had a little help. We'll see what happens. Little replay. He's got Tom Flitcroft behind him. Gets a little bit of that grass. Yeah, it's pretty difficult going uphill on there. I'm telling you guys, I was not expecting it as much as the race goes on, but it is definitely possible. I mean, it's going to happen.
Poor Tom. He just had nowhere to go. He's riding right behind the 67. He couldn't make the swing to the right. Otherwise, he would have completely missed the entrance to the corner. He had to go across, grab that off course, if as you know, and then grab a gear and get going. 8's back on track. So is the 67. Again, no caution, so we're staying. We're going to keep rolling.
Keep rolling, and Brody Falker, that's going to help him move up a couple of more spots. He goes to P13, up 3 spots from where we saw him right before that happened, so that definitely helped him out. You can see the board on the left there, the overlay. We have our top 5 still holding out the same people. Riley Rosenbrook, let's take a look and see where he is compared to Thomas Harmon. But man, these guys very, very close. Still a little bit of gap between these guys. Anything can happen, but I want to go on board with Riley for just a minute here as we're coming around, headed to lap 6 for him, or I should say lap 5.
Getting to the bottom of the S, is heading towards that hairpin, still right behind that Avril Lavigne number 68 for Tom Harmon. So Tom not able to scoot away, and really watching this 86. I was on board with him a while. Absolutely, really, really solid. I don't see any tail. He's not, the rear end's not really stepping out on him all that much. But every now and then he's having to saw on that wheel just to keep it going. Maybe riding off the rear ends just a little bit. But Riley's definitely got a lot of speed.
A few drivers already out, it looks like. Pete, man, our final few drivers is going to be Dylan. He is going to be out. Drew Zaff. And we have Francis Hamilton. These drivers are out, and I do believe Connor Cunningham might be one that is out. So really unfortunate to see. that these drivers will not be finishing tonight. It's a tough track, I can tell you, and it's one of those tracks where slower is faster. So you definitely have to be careful. And Jacob, yes, he says these drivers, once you get a 21X, you do have to go in to pit lane, do a drive-through penalty. So I believe it's a drive-through. I'll have to double check that. But every 10X after that for a road course, you have to make another stop into pit lane. So that is going to affect some of these drivers as they rack up those off tracks.
Yeah, and the those up in the admin tower, including Brendan Book and Mike Pop Bear Campbell, they're going to be watching all this, making sure that everything, all the rules of shake and bake, excuse me, are followed. And so far, barring a couple of near misses causing them to go off course, really haven't seen too many deliberate attempts to try to cut the course or anything like that. So doing a great job.
On board with Elijah, first race with SnB in the iRacing Cup Series. Definitely not a first race with SnB in general, but doing solid. He's currently sitting P7, and I'll tell you what, you can almost, if you take care of these tires, you can almost go the entire race without getting any tires. So if you take it easy enough and possibly slow enough, you might be able to complete this entire race. It would be extremely close, probably not worth it, but you get around 45 to 46 laps on fuel, Pete.
It's interesting watching the 25 Red Bull machine for Elijah White. That car, because of the paint, it actually looks like that car is just a little bit shorter than some of the other cars that are out there. It almost looks like he has a little bit of an advantage, but that's a very, very nice looking Red Bull machine. And again, big welcome to Elijah.
Absolutely. See Matt Burgess out there in front. John, I see you out there in chat. I hope you're doing well. We love road racing. I'll tell you, I'm not a huge fan of Sonoma, I'll be honest. But I was out there on track today, and it's a lot more fun than I remember. But it's so difficult in these cars. And a couple of drivers were saying in the Indy cars, it's so much fun going through portions of this track. So, IndyCar, it handles so much differently, and it is really close to the ground, able to handle those corners at high speeds. I can imagine that is a fun ride, much different than what we're seeing here. These cars can get upset very quickly, get very loose, and they have their hands full.
I got to tell you, that my most favorite part of this track has got to be just flying down those S's. You're bearing to the right, bearing to the left, bearing to the right, and then straightening it out, getting ready for that hairpin, get on the brakes, downshift all the way. That is probably one of my most favorite parts of Sonoma. But my favorite road course of all time has got to be Watkins Glen, going way back to console days. I'm not a great driver by any means, but I have a lot of fun in some of these road races.
So true. I mean, Glen is such a classic track. It is so fun to drive in so many different types of vehicles. So I get that. Absolutely. Take a look at this. Ron board with Justin in that 47 right behind Luke Allen. He's being extremely patient right here, just waiting for that moment to make a move over him. We'll see when he is able to do that. He's got John Honeycutt 2 cars ahead and Micah behind him a little ways back. So we'll see when Justin is able to take advantage here.
Yeah, I talked to Micah earlier, and I said, when I was asking if Andrew Wisdom was sharing anything, and I told him I was going to pick Andrew, or I was going to pick J-Mac, and they said, no, you're going to have to take me. If anybody is going to put Andrew Wisdom behind, it's going to be me. Well, right now, Micah Allard, he's up 3 spots, sitting 11th, but he's going to have to make up a lot of time if he's going to have any shot at Andrew Wisdom.
Absolutely. And I love Luke Allen being out here in the top 10, and it's being mentioned in chat also, but we've talked about Luke Allen. He is really being very consistent and getting some solid finishes. That 7 machine, you know when you see that ping coming, you know exactly that is Luke Allen, and he is making his way up towards the front. We've seen him quite a bit up towards the front lately. And it's great to see him out here on the road course doing so well. I love it, and I hope that he can hopefully squeeze out a top 5 here.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible. Luke Allen, I would never, none of the guys in Shake and Bake would I call them a field filler. But Luke Allen, usually you'd see him somewhere between 10th and 20th as season 1 and season 2 has gone along. But this season, he has absolutely stepped up his game. Both him and him and a few others. We're starting to talk about more and more people that we'd find usually around mid-pack working their way towards the front, applying a little bit more pressure to those that we're used to talking about week in and week out. Yeah, Luke Allen in this pink Mountain Dew machine. I think he's going to have a great night tonight. He's still got the 47 of Justin Aniscock in that Kroger Reese's machine right behind. Justin not really applying all the pressure that he was before. That 7 is on a very, very consistent lap.
Absolutely. And John and Chad is bringing up a great point. I've mentioned this too. The lines that these drivers take is just so beautiful. You can just see them, how they're so good at making the track as short as it can be and taking advantage of every last little thing, as Justin almost takes a peek to the inside, making his way past Luke Allen, unable to do it. But take a look at how close they get to these walls, using every piece of track that they can to make sure that they get that momentum coming off the exits and getting every inch of time that they can off of this track. It's just so cool to see. And if you are in car, I mean, it's just so fun to watch the lines that these drivers do.
Yeah, absolutely. The way the 47 was going to try to take a look was because the 7 kind of spit up a little bit of dead grass, if you will, at that 47 right behind. So 47 maybe thought that a little bit of momentum was taken away from that number 7, but Luke Allen very, very solid on that wheel through the hairpin. 47 still right behind him, coming to start their lap 12.
You know, it's funny, you and I were talking earlier and you're saying, wasn't there like a whole bunch of turns in here? And there's literally 10, but it feels like, look at all those turns. It feels like there's a lot more. There's enough turns to really mess it up and slow your lap time. But Wisdom, over 8 seconds ahead of second place of Matthew O'Brien. Just absolutely insane. Like I said, guys were congratulating him before the racing. Congratulations on the win. This is Andrew's race, and he's making his way past Kevin Dallatore in that 92 machine already. We're going to see more of that happening here.
Yeah, it's funny, Eliza. You said just over 8 seconds. Well, in the time it took you to say that, now he's just over 10 seconds. So the man is just flat flying, to use old Rusty Wallace's saying. Yeah, I don't think very many people are going to have anything for that number 51 Busch machine as he comes up on the 9. And the 9's just going to go ahead and move on over, say, yeah, boss, I got you. Go on.
Absolutely. Yeah, he is from Alaska. Kind of crazy, Justin is. So you don't see that very much. And you like Sonoma more than you like the Glen. Fair enough. You're braver than I am. Sonoma is just tough. It is a very tough track. A lot of elevation changes. And man, when those tires are cold, it is absolutely brutal. But these guys are doing such a phenomenal job out there. It's so fun to watch. But this is one of these races. I'll say it. I'm glad I'm up here.
Looking at the lap times for Andrew Wisdom versus Matt O'Brien, lap 8, Andrew Wisdom was almost just shy of 1/100th. All right, lap 9, he was almost a full second faster than Matt O'Brien. Lap 10, almost another full seconds faster than Matt O'Brien. 11 and 12, he's going to add a little bit of insult to injury, putting him another 1.5 seconds behind. And then, by the way, on lap 12, 1.7 seconds faster. So, yeah, this 51, he's on a tear. He is the road ace for Shake and Bake. It's going to take a lot or a mistake from the 51 for somebody else to come on up here and try to capitalize.
I agree. It's just going to be very difficult. He is just... he just does a phenomenal job of nailing every single corner. No mistakes. It is very rare to see Andrew Wisdom make a mistake on a road course. very difficult to do, but he somehow gets it done all the time. Buddy, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream.
All right, so how about old J-Mac back there in the 34? He's a while back, 12.8 seconds back right now, but he is somebody in recent road race past that has gotten better and better. He is one of those road racers, Eliza, that if he is left to his own devices, he can actually do very, very well and get great finishes. That has been his past here in this series, and right now, running P3, looking pretty good. He's got a little ways back to...
Man, I saw O'Brien make a mistake right there, and Jordan took it low, got right into that corner, and that's going to turn Matthew O'Brien. So he makes it up there to second. Sorry for interrupting, Pete, but man, that was a wild happening right there.
Yeah, Matt O'Brien kind of got a little too deep into the apex, a very, very huge braking zone here at Sonoma. The 34 had to go low and wasn't able to slow it up just enough, and that's what happens.
Let's take a look, see how Matt O'Brien was able to make... Yeah. Makes his way around. He made a mistake before that even. I'm trying to see if we can back it up before that, but unable to do so. But we're on board with Jordan McGraw, and we saw O'Brien almost lose it earlier than that. Somehow managed to save it, but I think after that, it got him out of his concentration mode of making his way through the corners. And once you lose that part of it, and it's really hard to get that rhythm back, unfortunately. So he has fallen back to third. Only lost one spot. We'll see what he can do to make that up.
Yeah, one spot back for Matt O'Brien, one spot up for Jordan McGraw. As they were running, though, before that incident, Riley Rosenbrook in that number 86 Ford Mustang, he's still sitting P4, right where he qualified. Tom Harmon, 2 spots back, started 6th, running 6th. Elijah White and Luke Allen started 8th and 9th. Guess what? They're also running 8th and 9th. So a lot of the guys that put forth a great qualifying effort, still running right where they queued. So going to show they weren't sandbagging at all. They were putting their best possible lap up in order to get the best possible track position. And with all the gap now between cars and what it takes to bring out that yellow flag, which I don't think we're going to see tonight, again, back to racing the track, Eliza, and waiting on somebody to make a mistake. And I'm not trying to pick on him here, but just like we saw out of the 43.
Absolutely. Brian Pizzakemi, he is our biggest mover so far tonight, up 5 spots from where he started. He's P15 at the moment. And Lil Jim says Jordan was not putting up with the late apex. No harm, no foul, though. They were a little bit behind Andrew Wisdom. There is no catching this man, I'll tell you. And Francis, I'm so sorry to see you out. Brutal. But it's great to have you in chat here.
Yeah, I mean, chat is they're getting a great race, and they're seeing what a whooping this 51 has put on this evening. Last time I talked about him, I mentioned that he was 10 seconds up. Eliza, 18.3 seconds now over Jordan McGraw after having that little bit of a fight, or a little bit of a contact, I should say, with the 43 of Matt O'Brien. Matt O'Brien can still get on up there. He's obviously got a very, very fast Kings number 43. And Riley Rosenbrook, as I mentioned, still hanging out in P4. And Matt Burgess being up 2 spots, sitting P5.
On board with McGraw, and he is almost 19 seconds behind after that incident with O'Brien. You can see it there on the track map, just how far that is. And this is another tricky part. I'll tell you what, these tires, once they come in, though, you can really test the limits. But this is, again, one of those tracks where I feel like going slower is a little bit faster in the long run, because you have to be able to get this car woe down. Look at the way he's hugging the apex here and all the curb. You have to make sure that you nail every piece of this track just perfectly. Otherwise, it's going to cost you a lot of time and possibly some damage to your car.
Absolutely, and as you just saw him get down to the bottom of that hill, to the bottom of the S's, and get into that hairpin. That's also another big shifting point where you don't want to shift too early because you can hop and get these cars very upset and spin around, or maybe get a little bit too RPM friendly and cause some damage to your motor by overheating it. But these tires about now, they're getting a little bit more slick. They're past their prime, and you've really got to wheel them the best that you can. Working lap 18 of 50. We're getting close to halfway. All Andrew Wisdom all night.
It absolutely is. We have Elijah White, who is sitting P8, Luke Allen, who is ninth, and Justin in that 47, who is still right behind him. He is going to round out that top 10 with Tom Flitcroft in 11th. Micah, he's going to be in 12th, and right behind him is Brody Falliker, who we saw. He's lost 8 spots from where he started after the lap 1 incident. And man, I'll tell you what, he was looked like a little squirrely. I don't know if he was doing that on purpose or a little loose off, but he is still up and running.
Yeah, it looks like Brody's really trying to tear. He's got Rivers Jones right ahead of him, and then also Brian. I'm sorry, like you said, Micah, but behind him is Rivers Jones rather, with Brian Pizzicemi sitting P15, as you mentioned, the biggest mover this evening, up 5 spots. Andrew Sanford in the number 37, sitting 16th. He's up a spot after starting 17th. Matt Gale down 6 spots right now, sitting P17. We saw Philip Bridgman getting lapped by the 51, P18, down 2. Kevin Dallator in the 92, he's up to 19th. And Jacob Locklear to round out the top 20 in the 84, sitting 20th.
Yeah, it looks like Jacob Locklear not out on track, so I don't know if he is out of the race. But starting with Matthew Gale, he is down a lap. So Andrew Wisdom has hit 20 seconds ahead of our second place. Jordan McGraw, this guy is a man on a mission. You can just see the gap between these guys. He's got 17th of Matthew Gale behind him at this point, but man, oh man, he is just absolutely flying out there. These guys are doing terrific, but I think this is Andrew's race, Pete, I gotta say.
Eliza, it's a road course. every road course is Andrew Wisdom's race. Again, season 1, season 2, everybody knew that Andrew Wisdom was going to be the man to beat. And again, they had a better chance of beating him on an oval. He's got his oval game down, and now he won the season 2 championship behind Holzer's season 1 championship. And it looks like right now, even though Tom Harmon has been pointing the field to death and has a win of his own, it's gonna be tough for Harmon to hold that lead with the season getting closer and closer to a close. I don't know if Andrew Wisdom can get there in time, but if Harmon can continue to be consistent in that Avril Lavigne number 68, we might have a third different champion.
Yeah, O'Brien and Harmon, they have no wins yet this season. Andrew Wisdom, who is second in points, already has 5 wins. Our next winner is going to be Tom Flitcroft, and he's sitting P6. So a lot of these front guys do not have a win yet. Thomas Harmon, like you said, he's going to have a hard time holding these drivers off. Andrew Wisdom, if he gets another win, that's going to be it. That's going to be points lead for Andrew Wisdom heading into these final few races. And next year, I don't think we've talked about this yet, Pete. Next year, these drivers are talking about heading into a different car. They've told me that they want to race something else, so I took a vote, and it looks like Xfinity has won that vote, so more than likely, next season, you'll see these drivers out in the Xfinity cars.
Yeah, the Xfinity cars, sometimes they could be more loose than these things. So it's really bringing the wheelman, or woman, excuse me, out of each and every one of them. So it'll be a brand new challenge after 3 full seasons in these next gen Cup cars. Going to be a brand new animal, brand new season, brand new set of tracks to go to, and none of them are going to have any kind of a notebook to go off of. It's going to be a clean slate for every single driver.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these guys drive in those machines and how much they like it. I want to see, I love seeing the drivers have fun, and we'll get some input on some of the tracks they want to see out here, but it'll be another 16-week season for these guys. Season 4 out here on iRacing. A total of, I don't know, I want to say like 15 seasons total for a Cup Series for SnB.
Okay, tell you what, if it's me picking seasons, I'm going to say Daytona, the New Atlanta, Talladega, iRacing Super Speedway, and then just repeat that every 4 weeks, and
Wouldn't
I'll
that
be
be
golden.
something?
But no, I'm sure that all these guys are going to do a great job, and the core group of drivers, of course, they'll be back. There'll be some new additions as well for us to talk about, and welcome to Shake and Bake. Looking forward to that. Also looking forward to, from what I hear, maybe a little bit of a full race test, possibly coming up next weekend to do an actual Indy 500 with Shake and Bake. We'll see if that comes to fruition. From what I understood, there's quite a bit of interest in that, even from some one-off drivers that'll be brand new to Shake and Bake. Last I saw, it'd be about a 25, 26 car field. Man, that's going to be a phenomenal race if it actually happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I think Brendan is putting that on. We'll see if he can get everyone gathered up, but I think it'll be a ton of fun for these drivers to come on out. Hopefully I can. I already have plans that day, but if they get canceled, you might just see me out there also. It's been a while since we've been able to do it. We've done it several times out there on Forza. It was a lot of fun, so it's great to bring it out here on iRacing. But take a look at this. We have Elijah White. He's got John Honeycutt right ahead of him, so we'll see if he can't make something happen with this and get another position. That would be for P7.
Yeah, how about John Honeycutt? I kind of picked him earlier. I didn't want to put any pressure on him because I know that he listens to the broadcast as he races. But Elijah White holding on to P8 right where he started. But John Honeycutt right now up 3 spots, the same as Justin Escock, as he was finally able to get past Luke Allen in that 7. So Matt Burgess is up 2, Honeycutt is up 3, Justin Escock is up 3, Brian Pizzichemi back there in 14th, he's up 6. I believe that puts him right back to where to the biggest mover spot. But talk about movers, Matt O'Brien has gotten back around Jordan McGraw, clearing that 2+ deficit that he had before.
Take a look, see if we can bring it back to where this happened. You can see him going on the inside of Jordan McGraw. That's going to be right in the turn where they had that incident happen and Matthew O'Brien got spun around. He takes it over right there and gets back out to that 2nd position.
Yeah, Matt O'Brien did not make the same mistake that he made before. It looked like he actually got way down on the gear right where he needed to be. Didn't have to lock him up this time. Not only did he come off that turn by taking the spot, he got that throttle pedal down and was able to pull away from Jordan McGraw.
How about this, though? We have a lot of action happening between Matt O'Brien, Jordan McGraw, and Riley, and it looks like Jordan is going in to pit. It is lap 25 of 50. Gonna take some fuel, we'll see. I'm not sure about tires, but Brody Falliker, he was out in pit lane, but Jordan gonna be one of our first to come on in.
Yeah, Jordan McGraw, looks like I saw 1 or 2 others as well. Brody Falliker also down pit road in that number 1 machine. So these guys deciding to come on down pit road right at halfway, come out on 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, maybe. We'll have to see what the pit times are, as you said. And try a little bit of strategy.
Jordan, fuel only for him. Andrew Wisdom, 26 seconds ahead of our 2nd place, Matthew O'Brien, and you can see him going right by Micah as he makes his way around. Matthew O'Brien, we'll see some of these drivers come on down if they decide to. Man, I'm kind of curious. Will they hold out a little bit longer and just fuel up when they need to? But I don't think we're going to see a lot of guys taking tires tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to guess not. I mean, if the 34 Jordan McGraw didn't take him, I would imagine that most aren't going to either. They can see if they've got some of their tools up who went down pit road and if they're paying attention or maybe they got a spotter, I don't know. But as everybody can see, they're on the scoring pylon on the left-hand side of the screen where Micah Allard is. Right now, he's P12. So that leaves just 11 cars going back to Brian Pizzichemi, now up 9 spots, by the way, by virtue of some of those guys going down pit road. Sitting P11, only 11 cars left on the lead lap. This 51 is just on a tear, Eliza.
He sure is. And we have the 68 coming down pit lane. I guarantee fuel only for him. Like I said, if you really take your time, you might be able to get away with being close to finishing out the race without coming in. But some of these guys just going to fuel up and out they go. Thomas Harmon, no tires for him, fuel only. And he comes right back out. Snow, what's up? I see you out there, John. With that Dallas Stars car, there's no penalty box. Snow, I did see that fight. The memes from it are pretty priceless.
At 68 coming off of pit road, didn't spin him, was very, very careful about getting back on that loud pedal. And not only that, Eliza, but getting into the first couple turns in those uphill areas. No real issue there. Not being loose. So he knows that he's got to build some of that heat back up into those tires. As I see Matt O'Brien on pit road now. Also, will Andrew Wisdom stop? We'll have to see if he's saving. If he's saving, Eliza, the rest of this field's in for a world of hurting.
I think Andrew is going at a too fast of a pace to save any type of fuel. I think we're going to see him come in. And man, as he's coming around these corners, it looks like he is just absolutely flying. This is just so wild. He stays out once again, coming around this final turn. But man, 24 to go, coming to 23. He is just absolutely moving. He is definitely not saving, though. No way.
Looks like Justin Anscock, Tom Flitcroft, and Brian Pizzichemi all decided to come on down pit road right there as well. Maybe they all figure the same as you. At some point, Andrew Wisdom is going to have to go down pit road. Maybe that's going to be their chance to make up some kind of ground. It's a dance, literally, getting onto pit road. You have to hit pit road the right way. You got that little bit of an access road to get there. You can't speed getting on a pit road. You got to get into your pit box carrying max speed as well. Meanwhile, don't short your box and don't go past it either. Otherwise, you got to pull up or you have to back up, and then you've got to leave pit road carrying max speed. But you can't speed getting to the exit line. So there's so much that goes on, or so much that can go wrong with making a pit stop. Maybe they're hoping that Andrew isn't quite perfect.
John Honeycutt making his way into pit lane along with Elijah White in that 25 machine. So these drivers are going to get that fuel and come on out with 23 laps to go. But great job to these guys. We got Philip, who is making his way out after getting some fuel. But man, still moving. Andrew Wisdom still flying out there, has not gone into pit lane just yet. 30 seconds ahead of second place, and that is going to be Riley Rosenbrook.
Oh my God. Eliza, this 51 is not letting up whatsoever. He is not conserving. The man just went shake and bake purple on lap 21, posting a time of 1:15.56. Oh, by the way, the fastest lap so far this race, not by just him, by any other car on track. He's not holding up. He's not, laying down saying, yeah, I've got a 30-second gap over P2. No, the man just went fastest lap yet on, yeah.
Wisdom,
what is there more to say about this guy?
As Chad is saying, Wisdom, he ballin'. He is absolutely moving right now. You can see a little fishtail as he makes his way around the corner. This is a guy who does not want to hold back. He's just got that competitive spirit, loves the road courses. I mean, that has been apparent for seasons and seasons in different series. So road courses, he just does phenomenal at them, and it's starting to show on the oval side. We've had 5 wins, and tonight, unless something crazy happens, this will make 6.
All right, Eliza, bring on the rain showers. Let's switch the tires and see if somebody else has some better luck. Because right now, it looks like Riley Rosenbrook sitting P2 up 2 spots. he's going to need something to happen in order to maybe make up a little bit of those 35 seconds now that Andrew Wisdom is ahead. Matt Burgess in that number 12 A&W Root Beer machine sitting P3. Matt O'Brien, after his pit stop, sitting P4. Jordan McGraw also after his pit stop sitting P5. So a little bit of shaking and baking, so to say. Tom Harmon still sitting P6, right where he qualified. Micah Allard and John Honeycutt, they're fighting it out right now on track, side by side.
John got a little bit of a nose out. He's going to be able to secure that, but Micah is going to test it right there. Unable to do so, but man, he is on that back bumper of Mr. Honeycutt, trying to see if he can make something happen, but it looks like John Honeycutt is safe and sound as they make their way onto the back part of the track. Here they come.
Yeah, all the way down the S's, left, right. And yeah, John Marine, I did see that fight between Bush and Snow Leopard. I did see that fight between those two. Yeah, kind of comical to hear Bush say at the end, "I suck just as bad as you." But right now, it's all about these guys here in Shake and Bake. The 50 and the 61 still dueling it out, and right behind him, old Elijah White making his presence known.
He sure is, and Honeycutt's going to be the first one a lap down, so only the top 6 drivers are on the lead lap. Think about that, guys. This is how fast Wisdom is, and Riley is about 36 seconds behind. Absolutely insane. We have Andrew Wisdom, who is on the back part of the track, getting ready to come to 19 to go, with Riley, who is mid part of the track. So just incredible amount of time between these drivers.
Eliza, that scoring pylon on the left-hand side, is that accurate? Because right now it's showing me that everybody in the top 6 is on the lead lap, and everybody else is 1 lap down. This 51, hey, he's giving the field a little bit of a break here, maybe try to catch up a little bit. He's decided to come on down pit road. I wonder if his pit crew will bring out some ice cream for him to maybe enjoy for 30 seconds and then pull back out again. But yeah, leaders on pit road.
Yeah, he could come down pit lane, have a sandwich, relax a little bit, and come back out and probably still be in first. That's how crazy fast he is. But, man, out he goes. No tires for him. No surprise. But I know that these drivers in second, third, and so on were hoping for a mistake, at least on Wisdom's part. It's not going to happen here, though.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to keep Justin Ascock as the first car 1 lap down, putting Elijah White ahead of this number 51 Bush machine. So right now we're back up to the top 8 being on the lead lap. Everybody else feeling Andrew Wisdom's wrath.
They sure are. Let's take a look on board with Wisdom. He's got the 92 directly in front of him. That's going to be Kevin Delator right in front of him. Stratus, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well out there. How about this? Stratus, Wisdom just doing a phenomenal job. Right behind Kevin. Just take a look at that speed and just being patient. Kevin moving out of the way, and Wisdom is off and running around the final corner of this lap right here, coming to 18 to go. Where is this race going, Pete?
No kidding. I got to tell you, that time that Andrew Wisdom gained on Dalator coming to the bottom of the S's was phenomenal. I don't think that was, Dalator moving out of the way, because he could have carried a whole lot more speed off the bottom of the S's, heading down towards the hairpin, and kind of let him go down there. But at the bottom of the S's, of all places, that's really strong on the 51's part.
Riley Rosenbrook takes a visit into pit lane for some fuel. That puts Matt Burgess up to second, about 20 seconds behind Andrew Wisdom. So I feel like we've talked about Matt quite a bit, where he's doing well in these races, and some circumstance happens and he gets in a little bit of chaos and moves to the back of the field. So it's great to see him doing so well out here, and especially on a road course. Let's hope we can keep it up for him.
Absolutely. And, Matt Burgess, unfortunately, in this A&W number 12, a lot of the times it's an issue not of his doing. It's just a wrong place, wrong time. Kind of what I was saying about a couple other drivers in the past as well, including Cody Kalinka. It's just it's been tough sledding, but tonight it's with the gaps between the cars on track. I really feel the 12 has this race in his groove. He doesn't have to worry about any other cars right ahead of him. Hopefully, he won't have to worry about any cars maybe pushing the envelope a little bit too much behind him because, again, he's got Micah Allard behind, but by a good second plus. And then it's only the leader, Andrew Wisdom, and Andrew Wisdom just now goes purple again, posting a lap of 1:15.49. So the 12's got a pretty good shot at maybe landing a podium.
I wish a podium, but my only concern is he has not gone in yet. So he will have to make a pit stop. I do believe we'll see him go in, and I know that he'll probably drop a couple of spots, but if he can get a top 5, great finish. If he can get a podium, I will be super impressed, but he has not gone in yet to take the remainder of the fuel needed.
I tell you, it might be interesting for him to try to do something different than what others have done. I mean, could he go down pit road still with these final 17 laps? Yeah. Might he have to? Yeah. But if he's got a 8 to 9 second gap over Matt O'Brien in that 43, could he try to save a little bit? You know, in these bigger braking zones, can he clutch it? Can he completely shut the motor off and get back on where he's got to coming off of the hairpin or in some other areas? I'm not behind the wheel. I can't say for sure, but he's got to try something.
He's got to try something. I think it would be very difficult to try to turn that engine off going around this track. There's so much shifting, and these cars, if you miss shift, once you get that car back going, it is easily into a wall when you miss shift. We'll see what happens with them, but you guys, if you're out there, go ahead and take a look at WoodyxCA. He is the sponsor for the season. A fantastic guy. He does NASCAR Heat. He does Call of Duty. So go take a look at his Twitch. Give him a follow and come back over so you don't miss the action. Not Wisdom, but O'Brien making that pass. He's got a couple of cars going behind him past Kevin Dalatour, but doing a great job. We got O'Brien still in third, and we're going to see him trying to catch up to Matt Burgess, and I think he's going to have to go in soon. You're going to have to go in and try to savor everything that you can as far as lap times and getting that thing moving.
Yeah, you're looking at the 34 right now. Jordan McGraw sitting P4, down one spot after qualifying third. He's got Dalatour right in front, and in front of him is going to be Matt O'Brien as Kevin Dalatour moves out of the way, allowing that 34 to roll on by. So now the 34 and the 43, who had a little bit of history earlier, they are going to be nose to tail because that 34 right now, he is showing to be faster 3 of the last 5 laps. So I think old J-Mac is on his way.
Yeah, he is on his way, and Matt has made his way into pit lane. Let's see if we can get the pass for Jordan McGraw and Matthew O'Brien here. But, man, great job for these drivers. Matthew O'Brien. These guys, it's so incredibly close out here. You got to love this racing, but Andrew Wisdom, just going to be incredibly difficult to make anything happen with him.
You know, I just watched the 12 of Matt Burgess go down pit road, coming back out P6. Eliza, he took 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods and topped it off with what he needed to make it these last 14 laps. So, hey, he's trying something different. Maybe the brand new tires will help him with a little bit more grip where others are sliding around. We'll have to see how that helps Matt Burgess. But right now, sitting inside a solid top 10, 6, still up 1 spot from where he qualified this evening, but 1st through 4th in the same running order that they qualified.
Very interesting strategy. I'm really surprised he took tires, especially with how far he is behind. But man, oh man, we'll see if it works out, but he's going to have to deal with those cold tires, and you can see him fishtailing as he's making his way around this track. But even if he gets top 6, that's a great night and great points night for him. Snow Leopard, thank you so much. I appreciate you being out here. John, I know I'm excited to see you out here. I know you love those road races, so great to see you out here also.
All right, lads. So first through fourth, Andrew Wisdom, Matt O'Brien, Jordan McGraw, and Riley Rosenbrook separated by 46 plus behind Andrew Wisdom. Tom Harmon up one spot after qualifying sixth. So Tom Harmon continuing on with the great races that he's had. Matt Burgess, we just talked about him being in sixth now. John Honeycutt up three, sitting seventh. Elijah White qualified eighth, sitting eighth, with his buddy Justin Aniscock right behind as John Honeycutt kind of separates them two. And then Luke Allen in that number 7, rounding out the top 10. And oh, by the way, there's Brody Falker just took that spot away. So Brody, we saw him after that spin earlier, sitting back 16th. We saw him get past a couple cars after they ended up off in that dead grass, up to 13th. Right now, sitting back in the top 10, sitting P10.
Yeah, doing a great job. We see a couple of position changes out here. John Honeycutt in 8th, Elijah in 7th, Matt Burgess still holding out in 6th. But man, oh man, 5 cars on the lead lap. Now 6, I should say. So very, very close, but Wisdom, I don't know how he does it. I don't know. He's just built different for these tracks. I'm going to tell him we need to take him to the NASCAR hauler. I don't know how he does it, but man, he is absolutely flawless. Makes zero mistake. And even if he made a couple, he can still hold out in this race just because he has such a huge gap over second. That's just so impressive to see.
Yeah, it really is. And again, it goes all the way back to season 1. This 51 has forced everybody else to race for second anytime it came to a road course. He just has the knack for turning right and left, getting into those sharp turns, making sure that he hits the apex, make sure that he he hits just the right amount of brake, that he hits everything perfect. We saw that earlier. 30 laps in, he hit his fastest lap. Nobody else was doing that. So the man is just phenomenal on these races.
He sure is. Take a look at Jordan. He's got behind O'Brien just about 2 seconds. You can see him right there. He was separated. He had Micah in between them, but nobody now in between them. We'll see if Jordan can make his way up to O'Brien. But our top 4 guys, exactly where they started: Andrew, Matt, Jordan, Riley, and then Tom Harmon. He has gained a spot from where he started. Matt Burgess, Elijah, and then John Honeycutt. He's up 2 spots from where he started.
Yeah, Justin Aniscock sitting 9th. He's up 3 from where he started. Brody Falker again to move himself into the top 10. So Brody, he's had to make up a lot of time. I give this guy a lot of credit every single week. One of the best among Team FIWB. I think Jimmy Cocker would even agree with that. Right there with himself in that number 11 Hokies car that he usually runs. But Luke Allen sitting 11th. Brian Pizzakemi up 8 spots now. How about Brian in that number 78 sitting 12th? Tom Flitcroft, Micah Allard, and Rivers Jones, they started 13th, 14th, and 15th. And Eliza, that's where they run also.
Got a little notification that Matt Burgess perhaps wrecked. He's still sitting P8, so hopefully nothing too catastrophic. But man, oh man, these guys on the move. You can see O'Brien right behind Tom Flitcroft. We'll see if he's going to be making a move pretty shortly. That is not going to be for position. Matthew O'Brien is safely in second at the moment, with Jordan McGraw about 3 seconds back, but definitely lap traffic involved throughout the field.
Yeah, Jordan McGraw was just within striking distance of that King's number 43 Advent Health Camry for Matt O'Brien, but he was able to spread that out just a tad, and now it looks like the 43 is going to be able to get on by the 8 of Tom Flitcroft. Tom doing the gentlemanly thing and moving aside, letting those lead lap cars go, as you saw both the 43 of Matt O'Brien and the 34 of Jordan McGraw come screaming by.
Looking at Elijah, you can see a little bit of over braking right there, trying to make the corner. A little bit of dust moving up. John Honeycutt right behind him. And this is another tricky part, those S's as they're moving through. Not a lot of elevation change at the start of that, but man, a lot of elevation change coming out of it. We'll see how they get through, but I don't see these guys putting the pressure on each other at the moment. Pretty well spread out. We'll see if that changes with 9 to go. This race is quickly coming to an end, Pete. This is crazy.
Yeah, we started this race 50 to go, and now 9 to go. Andrew Wisdom has led every single lap, even under green flag stops where it started right around lap 25 for those who decided to cut the race in half. Most have taken just fuel. A couple people, maybe one or two, definitely the 12 of Matt Burgess took 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, but most decided just to top off and get on out, keep track position. Again, the 12 had to try something a little different, grab 4 tires, maybe hoping they'd help him. He'd be able to make up some time on some, but unfortunately, he's actually lost a couple spots spinning out. One I saw at the top of the second hill. Then, of course, where you saw the notification that he wrecked just a moment ago, losing 2 spots after pulling out 6th off of pit road.
He was right on the back bumper of John Honeycutt. You know he's going to try to make his way back up there once again to take over that 7th spot. We'll see if he can't make it happen, but man, he is directly behind him. It's going to be extremely close as we head into the next lap here.
Yeah, if that 12 can use those 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, this should really not be much of a fight. But John Honeycutt, he's a pretty good road racer in his own right. Right now in P7, he's up 3 spots. He's sliding around a little bit more than he'd probably like, and I'm sure he's been told, whoa, as the 12 kind of cooks it going uphill. Had to get on the binders, able to slow up, and that's going to give the 50 of John Honeycutt a little bit more breathing room.
In my opinion, that is the trickiest spot on the track, trying to go uphill and get that car to take that corner. And Matt was just absolutely sending it there. Has to get on the brakes hard so he doesn't get into John Honeycutt, but did a fantastic job at getting it woed down and keeping that car straight. But man, oh man, very, very interesting out here. And I do believe that is Elijah 2 cars ahead. So these 3 drivers, anything can happen in quite a quick amount of time. We'll see what they do out here. But John, I agree. Great performance here, about 30 miles northeast of San Francisco. So, yeah, uphill usually means a blind corner, and that is absolutely what this is. You go uphill, you make that turn to the right, absolutely blinded by, you can't see anything ahead of you. So it's very difficult to make that, especially when you're trying to get that thing woed down.
Yeah, and not only that, these guys are carrying a whole lot of speed going uphill. You hit those you hit the I'm trying to my bad. Yeah, my mind's kind of off right now, but you hit the grid to the side on each side. You'll get those cars upset just a little bit. There's a little bit of a difference between the track and those, and some of them you can even kind of compare it to the turtles of old that you might see at like a Roval or a Daytona road course or something like that. If you throw the balance of the car off on some older tires, you're going to get a little slideways.
It's so true, and you see a lot of these guys hitting those curbs, and it's really upsetting the cars. We have Elijah making his way past Kevin, which that is not for position, so nothing for these guys to make up right here. But yeah, you hit some of those curbs and it really upsets the car. It will throw them sideways. You'll fishtail, maybe head into the dead grass there, but they are holding it out. But yeah, this is one of those tracks you do not want to hit a lot of those curbs. It will absolutely destroy you.
Yeah, watching John Honeycutt go down those S's, really making up a whole lot of time on the 2.5 of Elijah White. And of course, John Honeycutt still has Matt Burgess right in tow. All 3 of these cars is a battle for position as the 50 of Honeycutt all over the back end of Elijah. 12 a little wide off the corner. Maybe this 12 just watching to see what's going to go on with these guys. Will they make contact? He's waiting to see.
Elijah really testing those boundaries, getting on that curb, using all he can. John Honeycutt comes in low. These guys, you can see they're putting the pressure on each other now. We're coming down to the final 6 laps. Everything counts here. If you can get into that top 5, that's a great spot to be in. But this is going to be for P6. That's 2 positions gained for Matt if he can make it happen. So, yeah, Elijah, first race with SnB and the Cup Series. He's doing a great job, but man, he's going to have to defend this position for the remaining 5 laps.
You know, I gave Elijah a lot of credit earlier for his qualifying lap and where he started and whatnot. But it's interesting, Eliza. This guy has only been on iRacing for about 3 weeks. All
right? I know, isn't that crazy? Yeah.
And here he is in these next gen cars, one of the hardest cars to handle, and he's having a great race. I don't think he's going to catch Tom Harmon from P5, but a P6 finish, if he's able to hold on to right where he is, that's got to feel like a phenomenal accomplishment for Elijah, excuse me.
I agree. He's doing a phenomenal job out there, and it's just so fun to watch these guys battling it out. David, I see you out here. Better late than never, right? I appreciate you coming out here. We'll see you Wednesday. It's going to be a fun race once again. Next race, we have an off week next week, and then in 2 weeks we will be back at Rockingham. We changed the track from Iowa, and drivers decided they want to go to Rockingham instead, so it should be a fun race.
Yeah, Thunder Alley never disappoints. It's always a great race. It's going to be a tire strategy race because that track absolutely kills. It just shreds the tires. So it's going to be a phenomenal race. Make sure y'all tune in again right around 8:17 Eastern Monday night in just 2 short weeks. Next week is the real Coke 600. Maybe it'll get rained out and you'll need that Monday night to be able to catch that. But man, you're not going to want to miss Rockingham at all.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun one. David, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. 59 months.
Wow.
That is just absolutely crazy. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate it. That's insane. But yeah, 4 to go. Wisdom, 43 seconds ahead of second place. That is his teammate, Matthew O'Brien. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I asked him, hey, are you guys sharing amongst teams? And he said, no, we get nothing out of Wisdom except for when he makes a better lap time. So what better way to, just kind of rub it into your teammate's face? Haha, I'm faster. But not only is he faster, Eliza, he's extremely consistent. And again, hitting fast laps well past the time where you think he would. And he just continues to gap the 43 of Matt O'Brien, the 34 of Jordan McGraw, Riley Rosenbrook sitting P4, and Tom Harmon in P5. Again, just the top 5 left on the lead lap. This 51, he set the pace since lap number 1, and we're at 3 to go.
Micah sends it a little too hard going in the corner and gets out of the way for Thomas Harmon. That is not for position, but Micah just getting out of the way for Harmon there. Harmon is sitting, as Pete said, P5, Elijah in 6. We have John Honeycutt in 7th, and Matt Burgess still right behind him. These 3 drivers extremely close, and we're going to have Justin in that 47. He's going to be 9th with Brody Falliker directly behind him. Look how close these guys get to the wall. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that that Matt Burgess in that number 12 Ford Mustang hasn't been able to make up more time. Got to remember, when he went down pit road, he grabbed 4 brand new tires. So you would think that they would come into play. He'd be able to move his way on up through. He had a little bit of an issue. Yeah, he crashed and lost some time on track, but he hasn't been able to get on by the 50. He hasn't been able to get on by the 25 of Elijah White. He really hasn't gained much time back after he went off track. And off track is sand or dead grass or whatever it might be. I wouldn't think that it would anger his tires much, but he hasn't been able to make up any time.
Well, the thing is here, the tire wear is not huge, and he lost so much time taking new tires and having cold tires. It takes it a couple of laps to get those tires warmed up and ready to grip that track. So he lost a lot of time not only taking the tires, but letting the tires warm up. And then because he had the cold tires, he made a huge mistake, and that cost him even more time. So while he had all that going against him, he's doing a great job sitting eighth. But yeah, I'm not sure that taking tires was a good strategy on his part. He just had way too much time to make up and lost a lot of positions due to taking those tires.
Yeah, he was able almost to look to the inside of John Honeycutt right there, but wisely backed off, didn't get into the rear end or the quarter panel for John Honeycutt as he goes and slides off track yet again, but this time able to hold on, not lose it completely. Eliza, white flag lap, 49 laps in the books. Here we go.
It's the final lap, and I got a notification that Justin, let's see if we can find out what happened with him real quick. Says that he crashed maybe, so we'll see if we can get a quick glimpse of that as he comes around. It looks like he spins it around, coming around that corner. But man, final lap for Andrew Wisdom. He's going to be making his way around the final couple of corners here, headed into his 6th win of the season. And I do believe it's going to be his 4th win in a row. How about that? So great job to Wisdom. He would come around the final corner, is going to bring him home as the winner here at Sonoma. Great job for him. Man, oh man. This is our previous SnB champion. He might just take over the points lead tonight, Pete. We'll have to see how that goes with Harmon currently being the points leader. He's sitting P5. That might be enough points for Wisdom to take over that lead in the points.
Eliza, I just saw Andrew Wisdom make a mistake. He got too deep into the hairpin. Oh, well, I guess you can make one mistake a race. But, yeah, big congratulations to Andrew Wisdom. And this, again, phenomenal beatdown that he put on the rest of the field here. Again, this is his umpteenth win in a road course here in Shake and Bake. Nobody else in Shake and Bake has won on a road course other than this guy here. Big congratulations to driver 51.
Yeah, Matthew O'Brien comes home in 2nd, and we have looks like Jordan McGraw is going to be in 3rd, and man, only the top 5 drivers on the lead lap. Just absolutely incredible. But let's get these drivers in the booth, and just another huge win for Andrew Wisdom. The guy makes 0 mistakes, and let's go out there and celebrate with Andrew as he is making his way around the track and allowing these guys to finish. But Andrew, 4th win in a row, 6 for the season. I don't think I saw you make a single mistake out there the entire race. How was your car? How was the race?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't know, it's pretty straightforward, I guess. I don't really have a story for this one. It went better than what I was expecting. I kind of forgot about some of the package changes since the last time or two that I raced here, and I was after racing some different cars over the weekend, I thought I was going to be a little bit off the pace actually. But I think it was just a difference in package, and the cars don't have quite as much downforce as what they used to. So I think that was I think the lap times overall slowed down in this car. But yeah, just like felt pretty good. The track like felt a little bit slower during the race, like speed wise, but it felt like a lot more grippy. It's kind of weird. It's almost like I was understeering, but the rear wasn't sliding as much, which was nice, so I didn't have to fight it quite as bad. But yeah, I got just made sure to try to stay ahead at the start and not make any big mistakes and just look after the car.
Well, you did just that, and you brought it home as a winner once again. Just a phenomenal job. There's not much else to say about that, but you got the win. Literally mistake-free. Is Sonoma your favorite track for road courses? I gotta ask.
It's probably either Sonoma or Watkins Glen. I like Watkins Glen quite a bit, but it's kind of starting to suffer from a little bit of like aerodynamic issues at that track where you get behind somebody and you start understeering really bad because the speeds are so high. So Yeah, Sonoma's definitely up there for sure. Yeah, just happy to pick up another win. Like, I didn't expect to win a whole bunch of races like this at the beginning of the year, but kind of the way that things went early in the season, I need pretty much every single one of these wins to keep myself in contention. So I think hopefully after tonight, I think I might be able to take over the points lead. So gonna try to keep the momentum up and stay ahead.
Yeah, I mentioned that. I think that this will put you in the points lead. Again, huge congratulations on the win. 4th in a row, 6 for the season. Great job. Just phenomenal drive here at Sonoma.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Pete, on over to you for Mr. O'Brien.
All right, Matt O'Brien, Kings, number 43, coming home P2 after starting right there. In fact, the top 4 all finished right where they qualified. Man, same thing for you. Almost a flawless race. We saw you and Jordan McGraw kind of tangle a little bit coming into the hairpin. Looked like you locked him up. He was already down low. You came across nose. He had nowhere to go, but you were able to rally back past him and finish again right in the runner-up spot. Please walk us through your race and what you felt your strengths were.
I would say it's very far from flawless. I feel like I drove kind of like garbage, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't drive very well, and still managed P2, so we'll take it.
I mean, to finish P2 in the amount of competition that's here in the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series, that actually says a lot for you. And you've been very, very strong. Not just this week. It seems like every single week in that 43, unless you get caught up, usually in somebody else's issue or mistake, wrong place, wrong time. But that wasn't quite the case tonight. You showed that your practice times, weren't doctored by maybe a little bit of draft or something like that. You qualified second. You're finishing second. It's going to be another great points night for you. I don't think there's much flaw there, but I definitely congratulate you on another runner-up. Rockingham is on tap for 2 weeks from now. What do you think about that track and maybe your chances to get back to victory lane?
Thank God it's Rockingham and not Pocono.
Fair enough.
I do like Rockingham, so we'll see. But I don't know. Luck's been pretty putrid last couple of races besides this one, so
As
we'll see
always,
how it
buddy,
goes.
I wish you a lot of luck, as always. Way to keep the shiny side up all night long. Eliza, your buddy, Jordan McGraw, P number 3.
Jordan McGraw, he's had some rough races, just getting involved in things that are out of his control, but tonight brings it home podium. Jordan, take us through your race and how your car was feeling out there.
Yeah, I was feeling all over the place. I mean, at the beginning, I thought like I was a second place potential driver, like, 'cause I would get to the 43 and it would get aero tight, get aero weird, and lose ground, and then like he finally made his mistake in 10, and that led to our little tizzy in 11, and I thought I was in a really good spot at that point. I mean, I didn't want that to happen the way it did, but I mean, I thought I would be able to drive away, and instead he marched it back on me and was able to get back around me, and then I was able to stay with him the whole time. So I don't know, the car was just kind of all over the place. I think it was more driver mental, like having somebody in the mirror as opposed to having a rabbit to chase. But P3, I mean, that's in the optimal range from what I wanted, so we'll take it. I think we're averaging like a 25th place finish on the ovals and a 3rd place finish on the road courses. So I guess we needed more of these on the schedule for me to be worth a crap. So, but yeah, I mean, this track is fun to drive. I really enjoy it. It's very tiring. I mean, I was in there with the drunk tank, and they were talking about how they were sweating, and I was sweating. So we were all working hard, and it was fun. It's just wish I would have made fewer mistakes. Obviously, I feel like I could have competed for second there a little bit better than I ended up doing, but it is what it is. We'll go on and we'll try to make something of these last few races and put some good oval finishes on the board. But happy to hold serve here. It's, last time we were, Coda, we made some progress by being a little bit more in the ballpark of Andrew. Today we made some progress by being in the ballpark of by being able to compete like toe to toe about just about with Matthews. So still improving, still getting better. Just still got a little ways to go, and we've got some more to find. But we'll keep working on it. And again, just happy to have a race where I didn't do anything too stupid and ended up in the hauler.
Yeah, a great race and a great points day for Jordan McGraw, finishing P3 tonight. I gotta ask, Rockingham, are you excited about it, or are you wishing it was another road course?
Nah, I mean, well, I mean, if we could have done, Long Beach or Zandvoort or something like that, I would have been happier. But, you know, why not go to the Netherlands? NASCAR belongs there. But yeah, it's I like Rockingham. Rockingham's a really fun oval. I don't know if I'm good at it, but it's one of those places that I don't know how good I am there. But it's really fun to race on and really fun to drive. So it's a good racetrack for this game anyway. But so yeah, I'm feeling good. If we can just have some luck and finish, get put down a top 10 on the board, then I would be super happy with that. And obviously, if we could get more, that would just be icing on the old cake. But again, just looking forward to it, and we'll go have some fun.
Absolutely. Well, great job tonight, finishing P3. A crazy race, a really fun one to watch. In 2 weeks, you're going to see us back at Rockingham. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it, Pete. Tonight, Wisdom just absolutely dominated this road course. But man, 2 weeks, I'm excited to see Rockingham. All right, well, there we go.
My bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, Rockingham, Nashville, Michigan, and Homestead left on tap for this season. Andrew Wisdom, like you said, takes over the points lead after this evening. Can Tom Harmon or Matt O'Brien, anybody else that's within striking distance, get on up and dethrone the Season 2 champ? It's yet to be seen with 4 more races to go.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. It's great to have you guys out here. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next time.